Hello, everybody. So, my name is Simonas, and shortly about me, I work in B2B marketing around 25 years. So, some people don't live so long, but that's it is. I worked for not so many companies, but in different industries. IT industry, I worked for ITEA in the Baltics, Orkla Foods, Kesko companies in agriculture, and I also worked in Teamhood, which is a startup for project management software. And now I'm consulting companies. I do strategic marketing management for some clients. And yeah, I started my own company. So, topic today is every P matters in B2B marketing strategy. So, what comes to the mind when we say P? What is behind P? Yeah, exactly. Kotler's 4 Ps. At least that was I learned it by heart when I started marketing in the last century. And I'm not sure if people still study Kotler, because I'm not sure if it does make sense anymore, because marketing has evolved so much that 4 Ps don't really say much about marketing. There are so many elements now. So like identity, audiences, and positioning, and value proposition, and lead generation, customer journey, it's so much to care about to do a proper marketing for the company these days. And to do a proper marketing, you need also specialized people for that. And most often, it's very difficult to maintain an organization that would do a full-scale marketing as we imagine, theoretically, right? So what companies then do, smaller companies, they focus on lead generation. Prioritize lead generation. Why? Very simply because it is measurable. Other things, strategic things, branding is not so easily measurable. But lead generation is. You invest some money, you get conversion. From conversion, you get sales, and you measure ROI. For example, typical B2B SaaS situation, right? I met some companies which do similar numbers. So you invest 30K per month, you get a traffic of, let's say, 30K, and conversion rate is 1%, conversion cost, let's say, 100 euros, and so on and so on. So you get clients, you increase your revenue, and let's say it pays off in 2 months, and churn is 12 months. Excellent. Excellent, it works. And what you would like to do more is then to invest more money into lead generation, into ads, LinkedIn messages, email marketing, and so on. And all is fine. But my question then is, why to invest in, if it goes well and companies are growing, why to invest 100K into a branding campaign? It's 3 months is lead generation marketing budget, which could generate revenue right away in a couple of months. And but still companies invest, right, into branding campaigns. Why they do? Because they know, and we all know that strong brands, they have more efficient user acquisition. They have more organic new customers coming, and they have cheaper user acquisition cost in the end, right? And they are more resilient to any changes because the brand is known, and in case of some turmoils, they will remain in the market while unknown companies will decline. But then, yes, it's easy to say we should invest into branding, but then how much? How much is good and how much is not? I would like to ask you, just make a small research. Make a small survey. Who would say 95 for lead gen and 5 for branding is a good ratio? Raise your hands if you think. Nobody. 80-20. oh, sorry, 80-20. 80 for lead generation, 20 for branding. We got some 5-6 hands. 60-40. Okay. 40-60, more into brand than lead generation.
Depends on the stage of the company.
Ooh, yes. And 20-80, sorry, I will come back to this. 20, nobody. So mostly 60-40, 40-60. And I can leave already because the lady answered. Yes, exactly, it depends on the stage.
Isn't it the same thing when you are generating lead and also people know about your brand?
Yes. Is it the same thing?
I mean, ultimately you're getting out your brand.
Yeah.
People knows about it.
Yes, it depends. But what I see in the market very often, and right, it depends on the stage, but what I see in the market very often with companies, and I have been I worked with such clients who would do anything to generate leads. Oh, this competitor does that, so let's do it. Let's make an ad similar to competitors. Oh, this kind of visual works better, so let's use this visual. And then identity, value proposition is a secondary thing for these companies. Very often it happens. Look at your LinkedIn messages inbox. How many I get a lot of LinkedIn messages just telling, hey, I know you work in this industry, so let's talk about it. We have a nice proposal, and the same messages because they think it works and they invest into this kind of lead generation. It happens so much, and there has to be a balance one day, or the balance has to be risen up one day. And yes, right, it depends on the stage of the company. If we don't have clients and we have a good business idea, we need those clients. So we invest a little money into ads or Facebook and so on, and get them. So, but when the company is growing, there are ways how to invest in the branding without investing in big budgets. And when talking to CEOs, it's about talking to CEOs. We need to argue about the budget, right? And to get that budget for the branding. And what is easier to make is when our branding steps are connected to measurable things. And measurable thing is lead generation. If it helps generate leads, it's easier to get the budget for the branding approved. In that example, we had 1% conversion from website traffic. That's kind of typical conversion when you make Google ads. And but what we do with the 99% of the traffic, right? You just visit your site, and what companies do usually is they make remarketing campaigns. So they just push more ads, more spam into those who have visited the site, just to get them back maybe one day. But that works. Remarketing is very efficient if we look at the remarketing solely, but if we look at the composition, efficiency just rises a little bit. But what can be done is engagement with the interest audience. Very often that's missed, and but it's a source of it's a possibility to brand and also to connect with a potential client. Let's get to the example. So HubSpot, everybody knows HubSpot if you are in the B2B marketing, right? It's expensive but extremely good CRM system. I have used it as well. But it's also expensive. But when they do ads, no doubt they attract both visitors to the website with a budget and without a budget. As a small company, I would get frustrated when I see the pricing pricing page of HubSpot, and probably I wouldn't come back. But they make some small things, engagement things that are for free, and that keeps me in the website. For example, make my persona tool. You can make models of your customer personas, and you can get the PDFs and just to make a presentation for it. Oh, website grader, nothing special. I mean, many companies and SEMrush and many others have website graders or similar things, but they make it there. So those people in marketing who come to HubSpot, they can check their website status and get some evaluation. Another example, Quantic Foundry. Quantic Foundry is advisor, consultant for game developers. I also worked in the game development company, Norcurrent, recently. So what they did, they made a gamer motivation profile. So you can go there and fill the small survey, like 5 minutes, and you get a nice description of you as a player. Who are you as a player? Are you explorer, or you are killer, or you are socializer, and so on. Quite specific, and also nice avatar picture describing it. In Norcurrent, when somebody found it, everybody tested themselves and shared those pictures and share those results, because it's fun again among game developers, you know, to present themselves. Who are the players? In this case, like 200 employees company, Norcurrent, everybody knew what is Quantic Foundry in 1 or 2 days, and they not only saw the website or found what they are doing, but they engaged and they got the profile and they got the memory for a long time. So whenever somebody says, maybe we should use Quantic Foundry for this project, everybody knows what we are talking about. So, and this is from engagement in the website, using those 99% of visitors who did not convert. Next stage. 10% lead to sale conversion, right? It was actually 20 in my example. What do we do with the rest? 80%, right? So they have left email. They maybe if it's SaaS, they have tried for a couple of days or registered and tried the software and so on. So and then gone. So what can be done? And again, engagement of community. If they are trying your product or they have registered for it, they left your email, most probably they are this industry, part of the industry community. So example from my experience in Atea, the IT service provider in the Baltics. In Atea, any company can be a customer. It's a small market, so Atea is limited. It's not an international company, it's market-based company. So it's Latvia, Lithuania, Estonia, Sweden, Finland, and Norway, right? And Denmark. So customers are here. So the challenge is to get more of them. So the vision is that anybody can be a customer in the market, but not all of them are. And it's very difficult to get them from competitors. It's very difficult to get a customer convinced that he should maybe switch one day. So what we started to do is, but we got all the data from the customers. We know the emails, names, and so on. We started to do surveys, CIO surveys, CIO, Chief Information Officer, or IT Manager surveys, and make a report every year, asking about what do you think will be the trends for IT in Lithuania for the next year. What are your biggest challenges? How your budget will grow or decline, and so on. And then making the report. So to ask to participate, we didn't need to ask only customers. We also asked customers of our competitors. And then we promised for them to deliver the report when it's done. So hundreds, 200s of CIOs participated, our customer, not our customers. And then we invited them into conference. Most of them were coming. And then this report was also a public thing. We could share this data with news outlets and so on. So also it was a PR with very limited cost, almost no external cost, done by the team, quite simply. So Yep, and it grew up. This concept has grown so that other countries also understood that it's a good way to engage with potential customers. So it has become a Nordic-Baltic annual survey thing, and yeah, there is even another specific why we did that. It is because Gartner is a global company which makes this IT researches globally, but they usually do not include small countries. Small also, Scandinavia is typically not included. So we took the monopoly of CIO trend analytics and trend setting. With simply trying to engage with our non-customers or potential customers. So, and then we get into the customers. So we have the customers, and many of us do NPS, right? You know NPS? Net Promoter Score. Shortly explaining, Net Promoter Score is not satisfaction survey, which we usually do after service is delivered. So we ask, are you satisfied? In Net Promoter Score, we ask, would you recommend us? How likely would you recommend us? From 1 to 10. Grade from scale from 1 to 10. So 10 means I would definitely recommend you. So, and we ask, let's say 200 customers, and let's say 20 of them say, yes, I would highly, most probably, or very probably recommend you. What it says that we need to ask him to recommend us, simply. So what we did also in Atea, we were writing client stories. Right? Client stories, yeah, many companies write client stories, but what I want to say that not many companies use NPS survey to find out with whom to write customer stories. And I also met many companies who say, oh yeah, I would write, but the customers don't like to go public with us, you know, they don't want to make pictures on our website. Yes, because it's probably not the right customers. So to have this pipeline of potential customers for the stories, NPS is the great and very cheap, costing nothing way to do. The benefits of customer stories is very often we think that, oh, we have to put it on the website to attract other customers. But in my view, it's first of all making this customer a hero, the one who participates in a story. When we're making these stories nicely, mostly talking about the customer business, not about the service we delivered, then those IT managers, they were becoming the stars of their companies. Very often IT manager is the one who suffers because systems break down, and they need also to install the systems that people don't want to bother much. So they are kind of having this pressure all the time. Having such a story for IT manager to bring to the company empowers him and makes him kind of a hero inside the company. So examples that I mentioned, actually nothing should cost much. Nice stories can cost a photographer, and I don't know, if you make a video and write in the good text, it might cost, but might also have very little budget. But all of them, they contribute to the branding. Yes, what we do, how we engage people on the website, not only selling the product, but also engaging them in some games or gamification or assessment tests and so on. And then writing stories and so on. So finally, I thought about what should be a good B2B strategic marketing model, and I made the model myself. And it's not scientific. But you remember in the beginning I showed you so many things are important for the marketing. So I thought for my job, I need to have a model, how I come to the client and how I define the marketing. Is marketing strong here or not? What should we fix? What should we develop? Where are the opportunities? So I developed this model where behind every this is very simple question. Organization is marketing aligned with the business goals? Very common problem that company says, oh, okay, let's do some marketing, let's get some leads. And then people make leads, generate leads, but the business is going somewhere, somewhere else, new products arise and so on. So it has to be aligned with the business goals. Another thing, identity is asking, do customer recognize us? Not just know, but recognize us, right? Who we are. Not only the logo, but the values, the character, who we are. Like Omni said, boring with fun, right? So strong identity, recognizable. Value proposition is, do our customers prefer us against competitors? How do we stand there? When there is a choice, will they choose us? And customer relations, do customer get a decent attention from us? Yeah? Are they taken care? And finally, communication, do they follow us? Do they follow the news about us? Do they have anything to follow about us? Are we posting regularly? Are we sharing regularly with them something? So, having this model, it looks like I have covered everything I need to ask the customer when I start, before I start the project. And then this is the model, and then I divide the companies into stages. How much are they mature? And what stage, as our guest mentioned, the stage is important. At what stage is the company regarding these 5 impact areas that were in the model? So we start from minimal, is when we do lead generation. We do lead generation, but the problem is when we stop doing it, the effect fades, no more sales. So if we stop, we don't sell. If we do it, yeah. Opportunity is we start working on it, and we have those impact areas more or less covered, but they are not fully covered. It's ad hoc. So we do some identity, then we jump to, okay, fixed value proposition. Then we plan to make CRM, but we make it still in Excel and so on. And when we develop everything, so we have all the impact areas well done. We have professional people in this area. We are in the growth stage, so we have power to grow. All we need is just to scale. And when it's integrated, when it's consistent, and on the strategic level, it becomes sustainable. It is where it moves anyway, because all the organization is aligned, right? Marketing with HR and CEO and everything, and no risks are managed, and any decline in the economy or any troubles in the markets doesn't harm the company business, because the organization is ready to take to change and pivot. So, and finally, I made this market maturity assessment test in my website. So if you want to assess your organization, you can try the test. It's also not scientifically grounded, it's grounded by my experience. So there are simple questions on each of this impact area. And in the end, you get evaluated and suggested what is your stage of the company in maturity. In my experience, it works in the best way, and I was very surprised when in the same company few people did the test, like marketing manager, sales, and CEO. And I was surprised by the thing that CEO evaluates the marketing much better than the marketing manager. So CEOs are very positive. They say, oh, everything is on the high level, and marketing finds problems. So, and that makes this tool very good for to make the test like in your management team, and then compare results. And then you find very obviously you find the gaps in alignment. What are expectations of organization, and what are expectations of marketing, and you can use this for further decision making. Yeah, that's it. Hmm?